Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you today? Mike, how are you?
I am contented. How are you, Don?
Contented. That's another big word.
In a world where most podcasts sound the same, two guys talking about almost everything under the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Ed Stuff with Don and Mike.
Really?
Come on! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So now that we are back, we were both doing the vacation thing, and
Yeah.
we were doing all kinds of stuff.
It was actually fun. We actually, I think you had the little deeper of a trip than I did.
Yeah, I went to Arizona, or it was kind of humid, so I call it Arizona.
Arid.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'll be here till Friday. Try the veal.
Tip your waitress.
Yep. It was. I went to the Grand Canyon. Just another hole in the ground.
See, I have that. I'm with you. You know, I don't know if you stand there and you awe at it forever, or if you just go, oh yeah, then you just kind of walk away. And I'm afraid that that's what I'd be. I don't want to. You know, I want to appreciate it, but
Well, I think in the beginning, you're amped up because you're going somewhere different.
true.
And
Or if you're older, you're just glad to get out of the car.
yeah, especially like after like 3 miles, my leg and back was killing me. But no, we went to Arizona. We drove up through Vegas, and then like 2 hours out of Vegas, we stayed at this dude ranch. It was really, really cool.
It's where they grow dudes.
Yes, they herd them.
They heard them, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't do your work, you're going to get herd too. Hurt. Anyways, bad joke. So, no TVs. No TVs the whole time I was gone. Not by choice.
Did you miss it?
I kind of did, like when I'm laying there trying to fall asleep. I kind of wanted to hear the local news. I really didn't care about the Fox or CNN or anything else. I just wanted to see local news, like what was happening in Arizona.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
And I didn't get to see that, so that was a little disappointing. However, what it did do is made us go out and see what was there. Take, for instance, the Dude Ranch, and I'll put the link up if you ever want to do it. I highly recommend it, by the way. You drive into this canyon, and you go in. It's like an Old West town.
That'd be cool.
And then you check in at the welcome center / diner / gift shop.
Cool.
And you go in there and you have this guy, Cowboy Dave.
Hell yeah.
Cowboy Dave. He greets you, and he's all in full cowboy regalia, except for he didn't have any 6-shooters or anything, but
But he's wearing chaps.
yeah, and spurs and the cowboy hat and the bandana, all that stuff. Really, really cool. We got there kind of mid-afternoon-ish, early evening, so it was time to eat. I was starving. Food was unbelievably delicious. And then they're like, well, we're going to have a campfire out there, and well, I'm into it. I like
love
campfires.
We're both in Southern California, and you're not allowed to have campfires anywhere out here.
You even I think you get in trouble for having a Bic lighter.
Yeah,
here.
it's annoying.
So,
But I do miss a good wood fire, man.
so we're like, okay, there's no TV. Let's try it. So we went out, and old Cowboy Dave was out there, and I'm gonna try to get a picture of him, put him up. He was a really cool guy. I had a shirt that says, "Ask me about my podcast," and so he actually asked me about my podcast in front of everybody.
Well, that's cool.
And then he wrote a song about it. He wrote a song about and stuff with Don and Mike's podcast, And I wish had I had known he was going to do it, I
Whip
would
the phone
have.
out?
I would have whipped the phone out and recorded it, and that would have been our new theme song or something.
Yeah, for our Hop Along Cassidy days. Or
It was
something.
really, really cool.
Well, Cowboy Dave seems the man.
Yep. Thank you, Cowboy Dave. You were awesome. He played just about anything you can imagine on the guitar at the campfire. He just went off, and
Did you make him play like Oh Susanna? Or...
no, actually, he played that already. But I made him play King of the Road.
Oh yeah,
I made him play.
because you got the repository of old music.
Yeah.
You could really pick someone's brain actually about that.
But there was one song called "Cool Water."
I love the cologne.
It was I forget who did it, but it got stuck in my head, stuck in Kathy's head, and the whole friggin' vacation, all we kept doing was water. I don't know where it comes. It's like one of those earworms that just gets stuck in your head.
That's amazing.
However, it's a cool song. It's an old cowboy song. Check it out. I posted it on our Facebook. Real cool song. It's like a gunfighter album. I forget who did the thing, but again, I'll put a clip to it. You'll be able to see it for yourself if you so choose.
That's cool. I'm not a big country western fan, but I there's stuff I'll listen to,
It's not even a country western. It's just like they're talking about water
and it's how cool it is.
and how cool it is and how he wants water. And I think it's
how he needs water.
how he needs water. I think it's and I like Pepsi flavored water, Diet Pepsi.
There's a
flavored
lot of water in that.
Yes, it's but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Whenever people yell at me about drinking too much soda, and I've actually slowed down my drinking of soda, but you need to drink more water. And say, well, it's 90% water.
Yep, the other stuff is solid
Salt
that
and
get caught in
sugar.
your
And a little bit of cola flavor.
Yep. So while we were on vacation in Arizona, we stopped for gasoline right outside of
Ooh, now
Henderson.
That must have been a joy in Arizona, right?
It was because it was, I think it was like 310, 323, something like that.
Full on $1.20 cheaper than LA.
Yep. And
Oh. You pushed it. I could have sworn you pushed
yeah.
it.
But anyways, it was cool because you filled it up. Now check this out. Now I mentioned this at work. I have the car. Kathy's got the car. We didn't want to use the cars. It's over 1,000 miles we were going to put on it in like 3 or 4 days.
Don't you need to push that thing?
Is it recording?
It's got to
No,
be
it's
now.
not. It's recording now because of timer.
Oh, all right. So it was recording before.
Yeah, I just-
we all We're
We're
your
out of-
Alzheimer's spilled over into my Alzheimer's.
Well, we're out of tune, so
That's true. It's been a minute. We've all been on vacation.
yep.
And once he's done, I'll tell you a little bit about mine. And we'll,
Yes. So we rented a Dodge Caravan, the ultimate soccer mom.
Yeah, but you know what? They're really nice. I don't want to ever drive one. I mean, but they're really nice if you get in them. Like you get the high end, top of the line one.
Which this one was. It had all kinds of stuff in it.
Everything in it.
Except it didn't have like Bluetooth.
Really?
It didn't have, it was like bare bones, like no Sirius XM, nothing. So I was forced to go in and out of radio waves. So I'm listening to this cool song by, Def Leppard or Queen or Black Sabbath. And it's, Tommy Dorsey.
Heck yeah.
It's like, but that would be a cool mix.
I actually do like Tommy Dorsey. Dance, dance, dance all.
So, best gas mileage I've ever seen out of a vehicle was the Dodge Caravan. Couldn't believe it. We had over 500 miles on a tank of gas.
Good Lord.
I could not believe it. So,
And the fastest car in the world is a rental car. So,
yep. Do you want the insurance? Oh, you bet your ass I want the
damn right I
insurance.
do.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So when
beat
I
the
hit a tree
shit out
stump
of
at
this.
90 miles an hour,
Yeah. Oopsie daisy. Can I have another one?
just give me another one.
Yep. So, But gas prices out here in California are the highest in the nation at over $5. It's almost $6 in certain areas.
Oh yeah, when I went on vacation in September, end of September, when I went to Morgan Hill, California, which is a beautiful place. Oh my God, if you like wine and wineries, you go there. But it was $6.25 a gallon, and I get a feeling that's par for the course for that place. This is a town that's inhabited entirely by $1 million wineries and like the people that drink at them. So it'll let you know how much money's in that neighborhood.
Do you know what my favorite wine is?
Which one?
I want to go to Florida.
But Don. Don and Michael Weiner.
Yeah. But, almost $6. So there was on KTLA, and I'm going to bag on you guys. I watched Megan Tellis. Beautiful girl.
Megan Tellis, yes.
Beautiful girl. Very appealing on TV. Has a beautiful family. But she put up these tips about gasoline. And I'm going to poke holes in every single one of them.
Because our man Don knows about putting in gas stations, so he knows a lot about gas.
I've been doing it most of my adulthood. And one of the things that the major thing that they said about saving gasoline is like when you get to the light and the light turns green, don't punch it. And like you're on a drag strip. It's a big misnomer.
Misnomer, yeah, very good. That's another big word.
It's a big word. It's a crock of shit. That's what misnomer means, is a crock of shit.
Well, you go from zero, when you think about it, your gas pedal's full up, you know. So you go from zero use, just idle use, and then you step on it. You're just slowly, well, not slowly, but you're putting gas in incrementally. Now, if you're flooring it, that's when you're putting the most amount of gas in. But when you're going back and forth, right?
No, actually, the orifice for the gasoline in the car is only so big.
Yeah, it's tiny.
So the way that they explain it is if you stomp on the gas, you're putting like a half a gallon into it. Wrong.
No.
It can only go so much per that orifice. So, yes, as you're speeding, the injector. As you're speeding, yes, you're burning gas because you're making the engine run faster and you're doing this and blah, blah, blah. I get it. And the wind friction and all that stuff, I get it. But when you step on it, yes, you're giving it a good bunch of gas and you are making the engine go faster if you prolong the step on the gas part. But it's a misnomer. You're only allowing so much gas to go. Yeah, and chances are in 500 feet there's another light anyway, so
it's true.
So another thing that they said today was get gas when it's cool outside. So like in the morning and at night. So being in the gasoline industry for many, many years, we used to bury tanks. And tanks are down in the ground. And once you get down to a certain, I think it's 18 inches, the earth produces, it holds itself at 70-ish, 79, 69, 73.
69. Oh, never mind.
63 degrees. It'll get warmer and it'll get less. But for the most part, gasoline will stay in the tank at about 71, 72 degrees. So now in the cold, and even back east, my people back east, in the cold, when you take the gas nozzle and you put it in your car and you squeeze it and you keep your hand on the nozzle, you're going to feel how the nozzle kind of warms up because the gasoline is warmer under the frost heave as it is at the surface. So she's saying that the gasoline, and you even said the gasoline appears like if it's cooler that it'll be smaller, and then as it heats up it expands, which it does, but
vapor-wise,
minimal. Yeah, but vapor is, you don't burn vapor, you actually burn the liquid. So people just think, oh yeah, we'll get it when it's cooler because it's going to get larger.
It's more dense, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what they say.
Does it actually expand in the heat? The whole thing?
It does.
I've seen the gas cans expand.
Yeah, the gas cans will, but that's vapor that expands,
Yeah,
not the
that's what I
gasoline.
thought.
The gasoline does expand a little bit, but because you're warming it up, it does make vapor, and that's dangerous.
Well, I know it's a vapor because every time you open a gas can that's expanded, you get that
Yep.
wet fart smell or wet fart of
And
gas.
that nice smell of gasoline.
I
in
do
your
like
face.
in limited spurts. I like the smell of gas. Although I think I'm more of a.
Well, it's good because I had beans last night. I'll grant you the smell of gas
thanks,
pretty
Don.
soon.
Good looking out.
Hey, thanks.
I'm more of a fingernail polish remover guy.
Oh,
so
okay.
Isopropyl alcohol. I go,
Yep.
whenever the wife is doing her nails, I'm waiting for the isopropyl alcohol.
Another thing that they tell you to do while you're at the pump, and I find it asinine, but then again, a lot of people don't know this.
Asinine. Dude, you're rocking
Man,
the words.
I'm going up with them big words.
Got them
today.
$5 words today.
Woohoo! I'd like to buy an E.
Like to buy some ass, Alex, if I can.
Yes. So a lot of people, what they do is when they're at the pump, I guess this is turning into gasoline day.
Yeah, that's all right, though.
When you're at the pump and you're getting gas or diesel or whatever you're getting,
Yeah, diesel's a good one. Does it do the same thing like gas?
somewhat, but it doesn't expand that much because it's actually an oil
It's
base.
a different. Yeah, I was gonna say it's heavier, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
And then try to get that stuff off your hands. I used to hate that.
oh my god, no.
But so working on gas pumps for years and years and years, I'm going to tell you, inside the gas pump, there's a series of valves. There's a high flow, a low flow, a stopping valve. There's diaphragms. There's solenoid drive boards in the head of the pump that keep everything moving and stopping and all that stuff, all done by electronics. But the thing is when you go to the gasoline pump, and these are a couple of tips for you, actually.
Oh yeah, you gonna tell them about the mid range too? Yeah,
Yeah.
too. I like this because all my life I've been pumping gas. No one ever said, "Hey, that's what this is. Don't do that anymore." It really makes sense.
So what they do is okay. Well, let's hit this one first because that's a really good one. So when you have in these gas pumps, you used to have 3 nozzles on each side. Now they go down to 1 nozzle per side.
Which is I remember back in my childhood they had a nozzle for each.
Yeah, they're called MPDs, multi-product dispensers. And so what they do now is they're blenders. And that and let me tell you how all that went from the 3 nozzles per side to the 1 nozzle per side. And that is because the fees per nozzle are astronomical. So the major oil companies decided, oh, hey, put some blenders on so we don't have to pay these fees anymore.
Ooh, it's like a government fee they're
Yes.
paying. Wow,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So that's why it went from 6 nozzles on an MPD, one of those big gas pumps, and now the gas pumps are this wide and it has 1 nozzle on each. How they work is a blending system. So when you pipe the tank, it comes from one tank and goes to another tank, from another tank, and it goes unless they have 3 different types of tanks: the regular, the mid-grade, and the super. But most of them only have the super and the low grade. And what they do is in the pump, on the bottom of the pump, they mix the gasoline.
I'm all about that low grade.
In blenders. So your octane rating, yes, it's going to go up to 89 if you're out here on the West Coast. I forget. There's Sunoco out there with like 5 different grades out there.
Sunoco.
Yep. So what happens is the high grade and the low grade mix together and form your mid grade. Most of the time, you're not getting your mid grade. You're actually getting something much lower, and you're still getting about 87, 88%
With the mid grade?
with the octane. Yeah.
But it's not 100% sure.
No.
So it's not as posted. It's not like this is exactly what you're getting. It's not. That's just why I didn't like it.
Yep. So here's another little ditty for you. So because let's say you pull up to the pump and you look at the price, and the price says, let's just for the sake of argument say $2.22. That's your mid-grade price. Okay. So now you want to put in high test or super, supreme, whatever,
109 octane
Yeah.
only.
which is a 92 octane. So you take your nozzle out and you put it in your car. Now all that gasoline that was in that nozzle in the system is you're getting that
So
$2.22 grade.
Yeah, you're getting a low.
You're getting
like
a low
gallon
grade
of a
for
low
the,
grade. And
well,
then-
not quite a gallon. You're probably getting about a pint and a half.
is that what's in those tubes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Bad.
So you're getting kind of rocked, and then if you're the guy that after the guy goes and has the super, but you want the low grade, well, you're getting about a pint and a half of
Hell yeah, I get free super.
free super. But but yeah, a lot of the times when I watch people at the gas pump, even to this day, I still watch and I smirk and chuckle about it. Here's one of the things that just make me laugh is you pull up to the pump and you put in $10 on number 4, sir, and you go out to the gasoline tank pump, and your car only handles like $9.40. So what do you do? How do you want to walk back for 60 cents?
No.
What do you do?
I squeeze the trigger until I get every last penny out.
Okay, so I'm sorry. You just pissed away 60 cents, and I'll tell you why. Out here on the West Coast, and I don't know about other places in America, we have a coaxial balance system. So when it's an outer hose
Another big word.
and an inner hose. It depends on what brand, but typically the inner hose is the one that carries the product, the gasoline, and the outer hose is the one that carries the vapors back to the tank. So when you click to get that last 60 cents, it's splashing back from the inner to inner, the nozzle back into the outer boot of the nozzle. So you're actually going into the outer hose.
So you're just not getting it all into your car. Most of it's going into that
back.
inner hose.
So here's how you can tell if you're getting jacked. So when you go to and make sure you're not wearing nice clothes, and don't wear your nice leather shoes when you do this. Just if you're kicking around on a Saturday, you're going out to get gasoline for your lawnmower, and you got your gas cans. Stretch out that hose and pull the boot back. Don't squeeze the nozzle. And if you see gasoline pour out of there, that's because the people before you click, and just put that gasoline right back in the outer hose. So they got ripped off. So if you could get a little can, pull that thing back. So that's what I used to do I used to have calibration cans. So
so you're dedicated. That way, you're no longer hitting the liquid in the tube. And shutting yourself off. You're just putting it in a can and squeezing it until.
Well, I just pull the boot back and pull the hose out so that this way all that extra gasoline goes into that thing, and then I just pour it in my can, and then we used to have to put it back into the tank and have to sign something saying that we returned
Yeah,
it.
but if you're bringing the can, that goes to your survival
Yep.
kit. Wherever you are, you got to always have a little gas laying around.
Yep.
Safely laying around, by the way.
Now, here's what the hose manufacturers did, and I used to laugh like hell about it because they used to put what they call a Venturi valve in these things. Mm-hmm. And what a Venturi valve is it kind of, as the pressure goes through the hose, it's supposed to, anything that's left in the outer hose, it had a couple little Slurpee tubes. I call them Slurpee tubes.
It's called the Venturi effect.
Yes, and it sucked the liquid back into the system, which 99% of the time never worked, and that's why they don't do it anymore. There's a lot of things that a lot of big money people used to do in gas stations to sell product. Like there's many. I don't want to say any manufacturers because they'll be hating on us.
They'll be hating on us, and they're big and powerful, and they can step
Yeah,
on
and
us.
they'll squish us like a grape. But yeah, they're a lot of big companies. They would sell this kind of nozzle, or sell this kind of hose, or sell this kind of breakaway, or sell this kind of vent cap, or this kind of this, and it never worked. And even some of the bigger things I used to modify, And I was paid pretty good for modifying it because research and development got one of the things that I modified back, and they called me up and said, "Hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to use it." And they were here, sign here, and here's a little bit of a coin, and just shut your mouth. You don't know anything. And I gladly cashed that check.
I would.
And so one of those things that I did actually helped gas station companies in general.
See, a secret genius. You didn't know it before, but now you know it. Here
Yes.
and stuff. Don and Mike.
That's right.
Secret geniuses.
So we'll be right back. And we're back.
And we're back.
So I'm going to talk a little bit more, if you don't mind, about the
about
gas
gas stations.
stuff.
I love this stuff.
So-
I learn something every time we talk about it.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of work for Mobil Oil.
Ooh.
And that was my main company that I did work for.
Were you the pilot of the Valdez? Were you out there?
No.
That was Exxon.
Yeah, I just got off, and
Yeah.
well, ExxonMobil is now one company.
Same thing, yeah.
So there's a few things, other things that I want to. You probably listen to us on in your car.
Yes,
So-
you are.
So there's a couple of things that I really want you to pay attention to. As a guy that used to work on these things and be in the middle of the islands constantly.
At the gas stations.
Yeah. Pay attention. A lot of times you'll see a van with cones or a truck, a utility truck like I used to have my utility trucks. There's cones around them. There's cones around them for a reason. I've seen many people, can I move this cone?
Oh, you mean actually at the gas pump?
Yeah, at the gas
You're
pump.
talking about weights and measures?
No, just me.
Oh, just you in general?
Me in general working on the pump, and somebody, that I have to block off two pumps, and people are like, can I move this cone? And I used to ask them, would you ask Caltrans to move that cone? Or just, am I the lucky guy? It's there for a reason.
The New York, what are you talking about? Don't touch my cone.
Yeah. And when I graduated from cones to delineators, which are 4 foot tall, or 40 inches actually, to make them taller so people can see, over their stuck up
and
nose.
You can hold them and beat people with the
I
rubber
can't.
ends.
Oh yeah, it works wonders.
So it's a lot better, yeah.
Can I move this? Here's something that used to crack me up. I guess maybe because I have a sense of humor, and unless I was really, really hot and covered in gasoline and sweat, then it would just piss me off. But when there's a sign on the gas pump that says no regular or regular out of order, typically that means throughout the whole station. Not just at that one particular thing, because I can't tell you how many times I used to drive into a gas station and there's signs out. Sometimes people run out of gas, in the tank, a 10,000 gallon tank, and they're waiting on a delivery. So people will pull up to the pump and see no regular. And so they'll go around to the next one, and it says, "Oh, no regular." And then they'll go around instead of just getting out of the car and just looking around. They drive around the station a couple of times, and then they'll see me working on the pump.
Yeah.
When are you going to
California.
turn the regular on? I'm like, what? When are you going to turn the regular on? I need gas. I'm like, well, there's no regular. Oh,
But they're super.
in all of them. Yeah, in all of them. Oh. When is it going to turn back on? Probably in a couple hours. You want to wait? No. So there's no gas? I'm like, no, there's gas. There's just no regular. Oh. In all of them? And we have this like playing ping pong with this stupid.
Does that make all the gas irregular? I mean, is it
Yes.
just not like normal?
Yes.
What does irregular gas look like?
Now here's I've been hit by cars in gas stations umpteen times.
I bet.
I'm wearing the big green, the yellow green fluorescent green color. And I'm not a small little dude. But people just like what do you do when you drive into the gas station? What do you do?
First, I look to see where I'm going to park. Where it's
Right.
open. What's
And then what do you do? 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I see people as they pull into the gas station, they start looking at the gas pump.
Not paying attention to what's.
And they're looking at the display, and they're not looking. And then I've been hit because I'm just like walking, and they're not looking. And then they see out of order. So what do? They gun it to go to the next gas pump, and that's usually when I get contusioned because people have their heads up their butts. A lot of times they'll say the nozzle's not working. Well, did you pay? Oh, you have to pay first.
At this point, does anybody remember when you didn't have to pay, or when you could pump first? Only our grandparents remember that, or vaguely us.
That seeing that would make me happier than R. Kelly at a Chuck E. Cheese. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
it was
put in a coin-operated urinal.
Yeah,
Chuck E. Cheese.
It's like these and you walk in now. Gas stations, they don't make money on the pumps. They make $14, $15, $16, $10,000. Inside the C-store. That's where they make their money, but they don't make money out on the pump.
Yeah, they make cents per gallon. They don't make
sometimes half a cent, and then they're competing with their cousin across the street, or Habib up the road, or Sam down the corner, or whatever.
And this is right. The prices of the gas is dictated by the franchise they have.
Well,
right?
it's the spot market. So if you're an independent gas station, you are dictated by spot market. So or rack price. So
meaning your zip code or your area you're in?
No, actually, rack price it's wholesale.
Okay.
So you're going to call your distributor and say, what's the price? It's going to be $222.9. Okay. But tomorrow we anticipate it's going to go up to $242.9. So buy it today. Oh, okay. So then they go and they buy it. Gas stations are the worst place to get your card hacked.
Yeah, that's true.
People make these little card readers. I've pulled many, many, many of them off of pumps. I probably had three 5-gallon pails full of them. There was a company called MEPCO years ago, and they had these little boards. So inside the pumps, there are electronic boards, and how the gasoline is measured on a lot of the pumps, it's by light, and there's a circle, and it's a photocell. And what happens is the light beams up through, and it counts how many little windows. And that tells you how many times the thing goes around, and that's how it
So
determines.
it's not actually counting the actual gallons of the water. It's just
it's counting the pulses.
All right,
and that's what they also used to have are pulsers.
That's a deep secret right there.
Yeah, a pulsar board. So somebody from either they went into a station, or maybe it was the MEPCO guy, or I can't remember what it was, but there was a company, I'm sure they're out of business now. Someone installed these little pulsar boards that when you, the guy was like, let's just say it was an old Arco. And they're pumping gas, and then give me 5 on number 4. You can't say that anymore because that's a gallon. You're going to start the car, and you're going to need more gas.
Unless you're driving a moped.
Yeah, give me 5 on 4. So you start the pump, and before you know it, bam, it clicks off. And this is back when it was like $1.25 a gallon, and you're like, what the heck? But it says $5 up on the display. Well, what they did is they made it so that the gas station could actually push a button and it would jump price.
Oh, wow,
so
that's
you're getting
crazy
ripped.
illegal, yeah.
You're getting ripped. So I got this call one night. It was like 2 days before Halloween, and they said, Don, we've got like 60 stations, and we need them all calibrated. The calibration has to be checked before Halloween morning. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't. All my guys are out, and they're like, they're begging me, please, please, please. We don't care if you work all night. We don't care what it costs. We have to do this, or we're going to jail.
Ooh, yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I was in Compton. I was in Watts. I was in all, Highland Park. I was in Echo Park. I was all over the place. Alondra, off the 710. I was all over the place. Downey, Bell Gardens, places that I shouldn't be because of my skin color.
Well, yeah. I've worked in Watson Compton. It gets a little scary.
It does,
Most
especially
people
at
are
night.
pretty wonderful, but yeah, you're not in there at nighttime.
So true story. I'm at an Arco, and we're doing that. So, anyways, I got a bunch of guys together, and we went and we pulled out all the pulsar boards, put them in a bucket, put a new pulsar board in, lead sealed it. Which you're supposed to have a lead seal with your calibration number that you have to go through weights and measures. So, and it's not you can't just go, oh, this is a nice pen, I'm going to have it, or hey, this is a nice lead seal, I'm going to keep it. No, you have to go through training in order to get that stuff for the Department of Weights and Measures. So we go in, we replace the pulsar boards, put them back on, we check them, preset them, high flow. You have to do 5 gallons. And it used to be a pain in the ass because you have to have 2 calibration cans, and they're 5 gallons each. One was a high flow where you have the nozzle all the way out.
Full blast, yeah.
Yep. And then a slow flow. And then what they do is they average them. So it's over so many cubic, blah, 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 blah.
So it's not never exact. Then I take it. There's a little bit.
I used to put them. I used to make them when I did calibration. I used to make them so they were plus or minus 0, because I'm a consumer too. So you put them plus you put them plus, meaning you're giving gas away. It's like a thimbleful, but after time, the thimbleful gets a larger thimble, a larger thimble.
I'd imagine, yeah, and they get used too. Some of these gas stations are so busy. I mean,
they're 100,000 gallons a week.
Yeah,
some of these things
horrendously busy. So yeah, you can comment on our newer stuff now that we're working it out.
Yeah,
we're being more ourselves, so you can see how we're progressing, which I kind of like. It's like a timeline, so it's worth looking at.
Yep, and
you can make fun of us.
We're getting a lot of positive feedback on, so. I wanted, there's one particular gentleman we both know, and I was like, hey man, listen to it and tell me what you think. And he came back and he goes, the next day, he goes, hey, I listened to some of your stuff and it sucked. I was like, thanks, I think. No, but I value him, and he actually is going to be a guest. His name is Jamie Hamilton.
Yeah, he's a pretty incredible dude.
Really cool guy.
You heard the phrase, move heaven and earth. Well, that's what this guy actually does for a living.
Yeah, Jamie Hamilton. I consider him a friend.
Him and his crew.
Yeah. Jamie does everything from digging ditches to laying septic tanks to fighting fires for the state of California.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and he gets to drive all the cool. And I learned the difference between a backhoe and what do you say?
A Mini X,
an excavator.
Yeah,
and
well, if you're not in the industry,
no,
you don't, and you don't drive heavy machinery and big iron like he does. Man, I've driven a lot of big machinery. But nothing like what he does.
No, I've done tractors and like Bobcats, which we found out the first Bobcat was actually a New Holland.
Yep.
Which are incredible machines. Oh my God, they're so cool. You talk about ultimate guy toys. I think if I was a billionaire, I would have like just a big vacant lot.
Yep.
With excavators, just so I could dig holes. And
like I'm going to go out and play. And I would put Tonka on the side.
Oh hell yeah!
Because that's what it's like to just go.
Dude, get West Coast Customs to drop a stereo system in that thing and do the ultimate cool paint job on it. Maybe they should do like bed liners. I wonder if they like bed line that stuff.
I don't know.
Anywhere it's dirty and greasy, the bed liner would be great.
But yeah, Jamie's going to come on. We're probably going to. I asked him the other day if he would come on, and he said yes.
Yeah, he's just a crazy busy guy.
Yeah, and I asked him to talk about fire mitigation and all of his experience in what we are doing as a state of California. The state of California, what they're doing, what the federal government's going to do about mitigating all of this stuff.
Oh man, and the fires, because he was telling me, and you know how we had record wildfires for the last bunch of years now. What he's telling me about these things, it's so destructive and so horrible. The fires are so intense; they bake living organisms out of the ground. So when your dirt no longer has like any living organisms in it, it is desert basically. It's like moonscapes. And that's what we're doing with all these crazy wildfires we have. Global warming, it's for real.
Well, he also mentioned that it's not global warming. What it actually is because we are not mitigating the dead growth and the dead stuff that fall out of trees and stuff, and we leave them in the forest. It burns it, and yes, so that does create issues with the thermal.
We're not being good stewards of the forest.
That's
correct.
correct.
We're not properly caring for our planet.
And that starts at you, federal government.
Yeah, global warming.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It is your fault, actually.
And yet you're telling us we're going to cut emissions down and this, that, and the other thing. But you got China and India and Russia and all North Korea, all these other countries that aren't doing jack squat. But we're going to do it?
Well, they just said India signed something.
Yeah, you know what? Come on, man. You know how many contracts are written and signed and broken every day? When I hear, oh, yes, I am going to do this. Where do I sign? Oh, my goodness, golly me, would you be like beef jerky? Would you purchase a Penthouse magazine?
Yeah.
I hear that, and then it's like, yeah, did I sign that?
We'll see.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll see. India.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything.
They have beautiful women, and their food is questionable.
Yeah, with hairy armpits and mustaches thicker than mine.
I'll take them.
Jamie Hamilton.
Jamie Hamilton.
Yeah.
And Loring.
Yeah, Loring. Caleb,
and he's got probably like a whole bunch of other people.
We haven't seen him yet. We saw Frankie the other day. Frankie,
oh yeah,
Mr. Concrete guy, love him. He's a great guy.
That guy's like a ex-Marine spider monkey.
Yeah, he's a real good guy.
He's
real
everywhere.
But Jamie Hamilton, he is the quintessential Tonka trunk driving, machinery operating, fire killing.
Yeah,
all-American dude.
When you're a young boy and you looked at a tractor or a fire truck or any of that stuff, you didn't think back then, I want to grow up and be like Jamie or Loring or all Caleb, any of those guys. But now that we're older, we know that's who we wanted to grow up to be like. Yep. Jamie and all these guys. They drive excavators, which I learned the difference between a backhoe and an excavator. Thank you, Loring. Bobcats, and we're talking about like not little ones. We're talking about real deal,
big ones with air conditioning,
in it, heating in it. Spare no expense. Buy the best ones on the block.
The only thing that one didn't have is a lady that comes out and says, "Can I take your order?"
Yeah. Here's your truffles.
Yes.
So apparently, New Holland, the Bobcat, is the original Bobcat, and Kobelco is the one that perfected the excavators.
Their purpose tools.
Let me tell you, they're impressive.
But you know what? All that stuff you could say that about any machine. Those machines are boat anchors. If it's not the dude inside that learned how to run it and how to feel with the controls and all that stuff, I did it for many years. Jamie does it impeccably.
He does. He does. He makes it look easy, which is more irritating. I can drive a backhoe, which is attached to a tractor. I can Gannon the hell out of a road. I've driven like John Deere 310s and 410s, which are pretty good size. But what Jamie's got going on is like next level. So
yeah, I've done the excavator, the big X to put tanks in. I've done the big front end loaders. I've done all kinds of stuff, but never got as good as Jamie. My hat's off to him. I told him that the other day. It almost makes you feel like, oh, I'm not as good as him. But you know what? he's a friggin' great guy. He knows what he's doing.
He is. And inside of me, every time I'm in that thing, and he's getting like all kinds of work done, I just want him to I just want to force him to teach me how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Get out, it's my turn.
Yeah.
But, I can't do that. He's got important stuff to do.
Yep. We're back.
We are back, and we are back not only here, but we're back to our holiday seasons.
Back to life and back to reality.
Back to life. Back to lawsuits about we can't afford the rights to that song.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked a little bit about Christmas.
Well, we're talking about Thanksgiving.
We talked
Now we're
about
gonna
Thanksgiving.
talk about
Sorry, that's my Alzheimer's kicking in. Now we're going to talk about Christmas, like
Yes.
he said.
Yes.
So that's something else we want to see written down there. It's the time for giving. I want to see some recipes. I want to see pictures if you can. Send pictures to us of
cookies.
of like past Christmas. I want to see pictures of everyone's families around the Christmas dinner too. That'll be really cool.
Even back in the 70s where
Oh.
all the fathers had the mustaches
Oh my God,
and the
yeah.
shag haircuts for the girls.
polyester jumpsuits
Yep.
and bell bottoms and just glorious 70s.
And we dare you to send it to us
Yeah.
because I think it would be funny. Not funny, but it would be interesting. It'd be looking like all my kid.
Oh yeah, everyone. I don't have any photos of my childhood, so that's another episode. We'll get into that, but
And a couch.
and a couch. Yeah. So I need to live vicariously through all you guys' memories, and I want to know what your Christmas dinners is. What are you waiting for?
Yes, so
What
you
is
can
the dish?
you can send us all that information at andstuffwithdonandmike@gmail.com.
Yeah, please. Well, that's something I really, 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 really want to know about. 'Cause
And
I
you c-
love learning about new foods and recipes.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. You could even take a snapshot of it and put it on our Facebook
You
page.
can.
That's
Or
and stuff.
Instagram too.
Yeah,
or
Instagram.
Snapchat.
Yes, I have Snapchat, but I haven't done anything with it yet.
And no TikTok, right?
I have TikTok, but I haven't done anything with it yet.
so
But we
that's
will
coming.
be.
That's going to be more for the doing stuff things when we do it and our little videos. So don't worry, all that stuff's coming.
Yep. So we'll be doing all that stuff. So Christmas time, a time for joy.
Yeah, are you a goose cooker?
I am not.
Do you eat a Christmas goose?
No.
Isn't that what Ebenezer Scrooge bought for the little crippled kid, Timmy?
Yep.
Anyways,
Tiny-
Christmas goose, man. I
tiny
want to know
Tim.
what that's about. Let me know. What else do you eat with a Christmas goose? You know what? The English have the crackers, the things you pull open.
Mm-hmm.
You ever done that?
I think so when I was a kid.
I not me. I want to do that. Although I guess they have like little prizes in them.
I don't know.
I want to know what the ridiculous crowns they wear, little paper crowns they wear. What the hell Boxing Day is? What the hell is Boxing Day? That's a British thing. Let me know. Talk to me, people. I want to know. I'll eat bangers and mash while you talk to me about why you wear paper crowns and blow things up with crackers.
Yep.
Or turkey Christmas goose. There you go.
Yep.
Let us know.
But
We
you
wanna
know what's sad? Here's as a kid, you look forward to Christmas. You're going to get the toy that you want. You're going to get this, and the family gets together and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm in my 50s, and I'm 3,000 miles away from home, and I don't get together with my family. And Mike, you don't really get together with your
No,
your family.
there's no one left on my side of the family except for my daughter and 2 nephews.
So it's kind of like it's a joyous time, but it's kind of like sad.
It is. It's definitely time for thinking, for looking back. I think for being grateful for what you do have.
Yep.
We're here for you guys. You don't have to be alone this Christmas or Thanksgiving. You can watch us and celebrate it with us. We're here for you.
Yep.
We kind of want to be everyone's substitute dad. If you don't have a dad out there, come watch Don and Stuff with Don and Mike. We'll embarrass you just like your dad probably would have. And
We'll tell you dad jokes.
yeah, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
How many?
10 tickles.
And for all of you that like to spell motel backwards, let them.
Yeah, let them. I like that.
Yeah.
Makes me want to watch Motel Hell.
Yep. But
Another movie we'll watch one day.
maybe. I I watched. I was looking for. So Meet Joe Black.
Oh yeah,
With Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
So I was gonna watch it. I've been looking all over the place for it. John from work.
It's a good movie.
Recommended it. So I'm gonna be looking for it.
They probably have it in rec in that big medicine cabinet or filing cabinet with all the movies in it. Highly recommend it. There's a hot chick with big lips in it.
Oh.
I forget her name. She's very beautiful. And Brad Pitt's pretty cool. Although I think I'm more of a Benjamin Buttons kind of guy.
I don't know who the hell that is.
Benjamin Button, where he's reverse ages. He's born as a little old guy,
Nope,
and then
never seen it.
he ages in reverse. So when he dies, he's actually a newborn. Or
Yep. And one of these days, I think I showed you. I wrote my name in cursive in the concrete with the breaker bar.
nice.
So
Wow.
that
Well, the one with the
that was my
jacket,
claim to fame.
little- yeah.
Yeah, the little diggy 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 diggy. So
It's a great attachment. Oh my
It
god,
is.
there's so much, man. And, if you guys like, I watched The Curse of Oak Island. Not a sponsor, but I wish they were. But I don't watch it because of the treasure. It drives my wife and kid nuts because they don't ever find anything.
yeah, they find this like, oh, what's this?
Look, it's an ancient almond.
Yes,
but
it's a matchstick from Al's Bar and Grill.
yeah, well, the one they found that really made it, like, drove my wife nuts and all that. Well, it's kind of like
found
a
a coin?
door. Well, they find a lot of coins.
Yeah.
but they found a door pull, like a drawer pull, but it was gold. And when they show it, it looks like he's carrying a gold nugget, but it's not. It's just like a broken doorknob that.
So what did the producers go around like throwing coins all over the place? Oh,
Maybe.
here's one.
I don't think they have to. There have been people all over that island. However, I do think there is something on that island, and I am more of a
Yeah, nutty people looking for stuff.
I'm more of a Templar theory guy than the Spanish treasure guy. But it's the machinery they use. Holy baloney! You watch that show, and if you take the treasure stuff out, if you're just watching it for equipment, dude, they have these 10-foot round cans, they call them. Then it's a 10-foot round pipe that they hook to a machine that oscillates the pipe and digs down. And they have a big hammer grab that goes in the middle and pulls out the dirt while this pipe is being worked. It is incredible.
That's cool.
It is incredible to watch. I mean, yeah, they might find. I hope they do find treasure.
So you know what I'm a big gadget guy. So I love How's It Made?
Oh, one
That's
of my
my
all-time favorite shows.
And so
Been putting people to sleep. Been putting our wives to sleep since
yeah,
82 or whatever the hell
love
that show came
that
out.
show.
My favorite one, I have a favorite one, is the chains.
Yes.
They go to a company that makes chains, and it's literally like 1,000 miles of chains everywhere, like cooling and tempering and heating and just everywhere. It's incredible.
So if you work there, I guess you're on the chain gang.
You're on the chain gang. That and all the there was one where they make
And we
rope.
could probably post a link for that one.
We could. There's one where they make rope for like boats, and the weaving machine is just absolutely incredible. Just absolutely incredible. I recommend it.
So we're coming upon the end of this episode.
We are.
We hope that anybody listening actually had a good time listening to my banter about gas stations.
Oh yeah, I love that, dude. I love that shit. But maybe I'm too much of a nerd.
Yeah, and but it was just to help people, so you don't look like such a geek. Because I tell you what, if you ever see a guy laughing at a gas station, it's because it's me, and you just did something stupid.
Yeah, you picked mid grade.
Yes, or you tried to get that last 12 cents into your tank.
I've never bought mid grade.
No,
Unless they're like the regular was broken, or I've never
well,
got.
if the regular was broken, then you're getting pure super.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was probably going slow because there's nothing. Those things are fixed blenders. Anyways, I'm not going into that one again.
Oh, is that why they slow down?
Yes. Well, no, it's because it's the valves.
Oh, I've had gas pumps where it's like tremendously slow. Anyway,
That's filters.
oh really?
There's a filter in a gas pump. There are 300 HS-10s, the Hydrosorb. And so what they do is they take out 10 microns, stuff
pretty
10
small.
microns, pretty small. And if they're HS, then they take any kind of condensation or water or anything, and it gets caught in that filter. Never get gas. Oh, I forgot. This one is so important.
Well, final parting words.
Don't get gasoline when you see the tanker there.
Oh, right when they're filling up?
Every single gasoline tank in the world has some type of condensation.
Oh, yeah.
So what it is the ground is warm and the gasoline just came over the road, in that tanker truck, and you put it in there and it creates condensation. You can't help it. And then there's a little bit of that water in the in the tanker truck, and there's some in the gas tank. So when you see that truck, he's dumping the gasoline in the fill. He's creating turbulence in that gasoline, and he's mixing the gasoline in the water. However, once he dumps the gasoline, the water will settle to the bottom because it's heavier than gasoline. But nonetheless,
is there always water in those tanks?
Always. Wow. However, the gasoline tank is pitched towards the fill. So when we put the gasoline tanks in, they're on an angle, a very minute angle.
Good enough.
So that this way, if it's done right. Now I pulled many tanks out where they weren't. They were pitched towards the turbine, the motor, and it's wrong. But they should supposed to be pitched towards the fill where they fill it. So this way you could stick a pipe and suck the water out. And so it doesn't. If it's pitched the other way, it's going to go into the motor. And that's what sends the gasoline into your car. So never get gasoline when you see the tanker there because it's churning up everything.
That's good advice to me.
Yep.
I don't think I ever do though. Usually it's too crowded. Like the truck's taking up space, and then all the people are trying to get gasoline. I imagine a lot of people think it's because it's fresh. The gas.
Yeah,
is fresher.
freshly squeezed gasoline.
It's just as fresh, I promise.
Yeah. So. Anyways, you're going to hear a lot of BS about gas prices right now. We're going into winter formula. We're going into all kinds of stuff. So they're shutting refineries down right now to do emergency maintenance. Now, why don't they do that in September before, it gets cold and the sun goes down earlier and all that kind of stuff because of daylight savings?
Oh my God, that stuff is such BS. Summer formula, winter formula, fall formula.
It's
These things
baloney.
drive me
It's
nuts.
another way. California, screw you. California has these blends, and it's lower emissions, lower this, lower that. Everything's lower except for the prices.
Yeah, we're the mocha frap of
Yeah.
gasoline world.
So
It's very irritating.
So anyways, coming up, it's almost there for doing stuff.
Yeah, we apologize for building up the hype, but there's a lot of things we have to get done first, like where we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So and then we got to do a project too. I can't wait to show you guys how simple it is to rebuild the toilet. You're going to flip at all the money you've wasted on fluid masters or just hiring a plumber to do it, man. I promise you, it's worth the wait.
Yep. And I can't wait to show you.
Yeah, you're like the one who has like literally endless amounts of stuff to show. He's a painter. One day we'll have to put some of your paintings on this show.
Well, I actually did a step-by-step thing when I painted this last picture last week.
You're gonna let for doing stuff. You're gonna let that drop.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So it'll be steps as I went through.
You'll dig it. I promise. It's got our stamp of approval on it. So,
and if not, screw you.
yeah, there's plenty of other content you could be watching.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you very much. If we don't see you next time,
yeah, it's
we don't see you at all. You see us.
Yeah, we're not looking. You gotta watch us.
Yeah. So, Cara, Vicky, Connie, Monchi, Mike, Jamie. I said Connie already, right?
Yes.
Claudia.
Miss Claudia.
Yes.
Yeah. The beautiful Miss Claudia, Monchi's mom.
Yep. And anybody else we didn't mention, I apologize, but we'll get to you next time. And stuff with Don and Mike at gmail.com.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram.
Pictures. Family recipes, family photos. I want Thanksgiving, Christmas photos. I want recipes. I want to see pictures of the food. I want to see all this great stuff and vintage stuff. If you got family photos from 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, I want to see it. I want
Even a vintage ornament.
Oh, yeah. Just send us a picture. I want to see something really,
Yep.
really cool.
I even have an ornament of my father's when he was a kid.
I have one. My great grandma gave it to me, and it's a little plastic like pagoda. It's actually Bakelite, almost pagoda like. It's got a little fan in it.
Oh, cool.
And you hang it over a light bulb, and the heat from the light bulb makes it spin.
Wow,
pretty
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
I've had it forever.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hugs and
And
kisses.
stuff with Don and Mike. See ya.
Word.